the rhythm groove, feet moving, your body turning to a wave. Let it go, you gotta let it go. Feel the rhythm moving through you. Ooh, na, na, la, la. Oh, oh, oh. Sending out that loving vibe. Ooh, na, na, la, la.
Okay, it's 11 o'clock. Are we ready for this? Ladies and gentlemen, this is hopefully the first of many. Okay. Yep, there we are. I'm live. Yeah, just checking on my phone. Of many live streams. So let's get on. Hello! Welcome, everybody. Hope I'm coming across loud and clear and you can see me. Stadia Talk, yes. Well, I thought I'm hoping I'm not clashing with anybody. There's so many Stadia podcasts out there. I thought I'd join the fun. You know, many people have seen my videos. They seem to be quite popular. People seem to like what I'm saying. So why not have a Monday night show? And hopefully that show fits in with everybody else's show. If not, let me know, because we should kind of work together so that you have a constant supply of Stadia content. That's the idea. Anyway, I hope you all hear me. I'm coming through okay. Everything's good. A few shout outs to everybody there. So, some regulars there. Stadia Rocks, Raven Anime, Stadia Talk, of course. All good, by the way, all good Stadia supporters and content creators. Check out stadiasource.com. Of course, I have to give a shout out to them. They are the conduit, the gatherer of news and content Stadia related. Many of the Stadia content creators are on their content creators page, as I am. Thank you, boys. So definitely check that out if you haven't already. I'm sure most of you here today will know about Stadia Source, but if not, get yourself down to stadiasource.com for all the news, views, and everything else. Anyway, today, Monday, my first show. I've made a little list. Because that's what you do. So these are some of the things we're going to be discussing. Obviously, some of the latest news from the last week or so. Many of you will know, but we'll touch on some of those things. Speculation about the pro games for March. What do we think they're going to be? Very excited for all those people who've remained pro subscribers, of course. I want to touch on the Stadia Hate, which many people who've seen my YouTube videos will know. Seems to be a bone of contention with me, or at least a subject upon which I have touched a few times. I will say that. The issue around Destiny 2 and it not being free. I will come to that. My thoughts on that. Rumours of the Uplay Plus rollout. And in addition, then finally, what next features would we like to see? So those are things to contemplate. The latest news, pro games for March, Stadia Hate, Destiny 2 for pro only, controversial or not. Uplay Plus rollout, and what features would we like to see next? So I'm thinking more the sort of not games, but more the hardware or software features of Stadia. So without further ado, let me just check on the comments. Yep, all good. Right, okay, here we go. Let's crack on. Put any questions down in those in the chat if you've got anything you'd like to discuss, and we'll try and fit it all in. So, latest news, of course, rollout to Samsung phones, which is a good sign, and the other phones as well. I think the Asus and the ROGs, the ROG phone as well, which is good. I used to always have Samsung, but I've gone full Google. Got Google Home, got Google I thought Google Home was going to cook off then, quietly. Don't disturb him. Got the old Pixel, of course, which is perfect for when Stadia launch. But of course now Samsung phones, and I've always loved Samsung phones anyway, before I finally went Pixel. So that's good news, because they're good phones. So if anybody have a Samsung phone, tried it out on the Samsung phone, let me know. That's good. So that's a good sign, and I think we're going to see, as I sort of predicted, we're going to see more and more things rolled out. A lot of people obviously moaning. Am I being harsh? Whining. Am I being harsh? You know what I mean. About the lack of updates on Stadia or games on Stadia. But I made clear on some other YouTube videos that I made that nothing's going to happen in January and February. Nothing happens in January and February. Chill. The sort of the business year, when things start happening, people come back from their holidays in January, and then it's like from March onwards. And I think you would have seen over the last week or so the amount of activity. So it's not just Google, it's developers, it's publishers, it's everybody else. They're ramping up, and it's from March onwards we're going to start seeing stuff. And as I say, we've had lots of game announcements, which neatly segues onto the new game. So Spitlings is out tomorrow. Who's looking forward to Spitlings? Anybody? I'm not sure. It looks a bit crazy and fun. I'm not sure if I'll like it, but it's one of those things that I think you probably have a go, and then you're like hooked, you're addicted. I quite, yeah. I sometimes get sucked into all these sort of so-called AAA games, I think, but Spitlings and Steam Dig. Is it Steam Dig? Yeah, Steam Dig. Steam Dig reminds me of those, earlier Mario games. Or like I was a massive fan of Paper Mario. Or Kirby, those sort of 2D, imaginative 2D style games, and very absorbing. So they, games that don't all have to be AAA. So Spitlings definitely is meant to be coming out tomorrow, which is on the 25th. So it'll be interesting to see how much it is. Yes, indeed. And of course, in less than a month, boys and girls, in less than a month, Doom Eternal. I think that Doom Eternal was meant for roundabout launch time, and I think it's had a major impact on how Stadia's sort of been treated. You're always going to get the haters. We're not going to the hating bit yet, but if Doom Eternal had come out in that November-December time at 4K 60 frames per second, which it better be, they've said it's going to be, the guy from ID Software said it's going to be, so it's going to look awesome on Stadia Pro in 4K, and I think that's the game that will be the sort of the headline game for Stadia. So anyway, fingers crossed. It's going to be a great game, and it's, let's just say, March the 20th, and there was I saw Google posted a TV spot for it. So Doom Eternal is being advertised, and the sting at the end has, of course, or the card at the end has, of course, PC, Xbox One, PlayStation 4, Stadia. So it's got its own advertising spot for Doom Eternal. So that's very, very exciting. Let's have a look at the chat here. Division 2 for March, pro game. Promotion to push the new expansion. I think so. Yeah, I think one indication might be where the games on other platforms are either, say, go to Xbox Pass or are dramatically reduced, and I think Division 2 is one of those that's had that kind of treatment. It means that in terms of the publisher is looking to sort of get it out to as many people, and as you say, with the update for Division 2, they want as many people playing. So it's like not a loss lead. It's sort of a loss leader, I think. So Treasure Actor, yeah, absolutely. I think Google was depending on Doom Eternal. It's funny because I also think that would get them through to, say, you've got your base, which was Destiny 2. Then you'd have Doom in December. Boom, boom, Doom. and then you'd have Cyberpunk in March. That was the plan, and that would have been awesome. And both of those have been delayed. I saw an article yesterday which annoyed me, and it went on about, and we haven't gone into the hate yet, but it's hard to avoid it sometimes. Something to go at Stadia, and it's saying how, look, even they haven't even got Cyberpunk delivering in March, and it's like, well, yeah, nobody's got Cyberpunk delivering in March. What are you talking about? But anyway, enough of that. We'll come to that. So there's lots of great games, and hi there, Victor. Very nice to see you. There's lots of great games, and we're just going to get more announcements. If you look at the Google Twitter, which I was looking at earlier, they keep showing, publishing clips of the Steam Dig games, which means that they're coming very, very soon. Gods and Monsters, yes, of course. These blooming developers letting us all down. Trust me, I worked in the games industry before for publishers, with developers, and yeah, it's hard as a publisher. It's hard to pin people down, get dates right, and you get over promises from developers. Clive, you get over promises from Google. Yeah, tech firms over promise. Full stop. Developers over promise. So yeah, you expect a few slips, but it's a shame that some of the sort of key games, I think, in Stadia's sort of launch plan were the ones that slipped. But can't be helped. And all of this, as I've kind of said before, I tell you, once we're in the swing of publishing, once we get through the year and games are coming out and they're landing on PlayStation and Xbox and Stadia all at the same time, all this chat will be forgotten about. All the haters, they're going to carry on hating, but they're just going to look like idiots. The content's going to be there, the library's going to be building. Stadia's not bothered. I don't think they're listening to this sort of bubble that we seem to be in terms of all the hate and stuff. So that's the sort of the main news. I think I've covered it. Yeah, so we've got Doom Eternal, the Steam. Let me know what you think about these Steam Dig games. Again, I think they're going to suck me in, some of those Steam Dig games. So I'm looking forward to those, and the fact that they're sort of heavily marketing them at the moment, I think they're coming out very, very soon. And we know that 2 of them are pro games. So, but I think speculation is that it won't be for March. So that leaves March open for what do you think will be the pro games in March. Put it down there. Anyway, so yeah, March pro games. I've no idea really what it could be. If it's not going to be those Steam games, what it might be. I think they need a mix if they're going to keep up with the... Well, they're at that funny stage where they know that people's subscriptions are coming to an end, if they haven't already, or renewed. Ka-ching. My subscription went out a few days ago. Metroidvania, good shout that. My subscription payment went out, so I'm a fully now paid. I'm not a ligger. I'm paying for this now. Somebody described me as a tech whore in one of my comments. Can you believe that? A tech whore? Outrageous. Said, I bet your mic costs $100. You're a tech whore. Doesn't cost $100. Trust me. It's cheapo. I'm a cheap git. Anyway, enough of that. Games for March, pro games. Hopefully, a good mix. I think of say a puzzle game. I don't think it'll be Kine because that's in the sale. They tend not to put out games that are in the sale. So games that are currently in the sale, I don't think will be pro. So I think a lot of people will speculate in Kine. I don't think Kine will be one of them because you can pick it up now dead cheap. What's the point? And as I say, they want people to stick with their pro subscriptions. So I think they want a good AAA game. So it'd be nice if it's a brand new game rather than a game already in the library. But whatever, so far I've downloaded all the pro games. Obviously I've claimed them all. The only one I've not played, well, I did try to play, was Farming Simulator. I gave it a go. I gave it a go. I sowed my field. I mowed my field. I got lost. I didn't know how to empty all that corn out. Got confused. But apart from that, I'm claiming it. I'm having it. Might go back to it. Who knows? But it wasn't for me. I don't know where I'm wearing these. It's only so I was testing the sound earlier, and I guess it makes me look good. Looks like a podcaster. Don't need these headphones. Anyway, so let's have a look. See what games. If we go, let's have a quick look at games. Here we go. Let's see what the Stadia source are saying here. So, Darksiders. That might be a good one. Or Assassin's Creed. Now, they could be two of the big ones. Because I don't think they've been in the sale. Was Darksiders in the sale? I can't remember. But at least one big game, and then maybe a sort of smaller indie type game, I think would be a good mix. And when they release the Steam games, I hope they kind of, in a way, part of me doesn't want them to release the 2 Steam games that are coming to, when I say Steam, the Steam Dig games that are coming to, yes, Soldier Field. Yeah, that's all I did. They've withered. My corn is withered. The 2 Steam Dig games that are pro, in a way, I hope they stagger them. I hope they don't come out in the same month, because it's good to have a mix of pro games. That's assuming, of course, they keep up with the 2 games per month, which is pretty awesome, the fact they've been doing that, if I'm at all honest. Anyway, come on, let's see some names in there. Steam Dig games, Steam World Dig games are great, says David Handley. They look interesting, and they, as I say, the sort of games that I think I wouldn't necessarily normally pick up straight away, but look like the games I'd suddenly be sucked into. Yeah, February Gods and Monsters, March Watch Dogs. Yeah, all blew out. Exactly, Tresurrector. Yeah, but this will all be forgotten, I tell you, in 6 months. Once the game's, once Watch Dogs out, once you've got Uplay Plus, which we'll come to later. Sega games. Oh, yes. Good point. Breakpoint. That's a big one. Ghost. Yeah, Breakpoint. I think, I'm expecting one big game. One big game and a little. That's the measure. And I wonder whether Google are thinking in that kind of short-term strategy of, oh gosh, we've got to keep our subscribers. Here's a good question. Brandon Hill saying, when do we think the base will come out? Well, I think the speculation, was it would come out in March, partly because in line with the end of the sort of process of, effectively it's out now because people who have not subscribed are on base. But in terms of its official launch, I still think March is a good shout. Yeah, Witcher 3. I still think March is a good shout because there doesn't seem to be any reason why the fact that people who were subscribers who are no longer subscribers are on base. It means it exists. It's there. So it's just about, well, presumably you could just download your app. Has anybody tried that? I wonder. Just download the Stadia app and see if it's there. Because unless they register the fact that you were a pro subscriber and now you're not, but you could still play on Stadia, surely anybody right now could go to the Stadia app, register. Curious. I wonder if anybody's done that. If anybody has, let me know. But I think in terms of official launch, I'm still going by March. I still think March is the time that we're going to go by here. Right. Stadia Hate. Oh, gosh. I don't want to spend too long on Stadia Hate. I was thinking about this. I think there are 3 kinds. There are probably 3 positions I think you can legitimately take. 1, I got Stadia. I tried it. My setup wasn't good enough. It's not for me. Fine. Or the games, there weren't enough games. That's all part of 1. 2, I got Stadia. It's great. Love it. fantastic. Or 3, I'm not interested in a console type experience. I'm a PC gamer, and that's fine. And those are the 3 legitimate positions that you can take. Okay, personally, the position that Stadia is a load of crap, and that's it because I've decided. Have you tested it? No. How do you know? I saw some guy hated it. I hate it. I hate Google. It is an irrational position. And I'm
not sure how to help.
I wasn't asking.
Trying to learn.
Google, I wasn't asking you. God, everybody wants to. Even my Google Home's on hate it. It's your product. What are you talking about? Google Home button in there. Apologies. Anyway, yes, I think there's sort of just irrational internet-style hate that you see it, and I spend so many times, because I've clicked on a few videos. Obviously, the algorithm keeps throwing them up, and me, like a sucker, I want to hear what they say. I want them to make me angry. It's this kind of loop we get into in the internet. You're like, go on then, make me angry. Make me angry. And then I'm ready to kind of, right, either do a video to counter it or go, you're wrong. This is not incorrect. Get your facts right. Blah, 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 blah. But then you just think, it's like, what's the point? The point is that they have an irrational hate for Google or Stadia, not based on any practical attempt to use it, or even if they have used it, understanding maybe that their setup wasn't correct for it. That doesn't make it bad. It just means, okay, it's not ready for you. I remember when Netflix went streaming, I don't know, 8 years ago, 7 years ago, a long time ago. I tried it. Its interface was rubbish. My internet was crap. I had a bad experience. Thought it was a load of rubbish. Then about 3-4 years after that, something I wanted to watch. I tried it. Interface had completely changed. My broadband speed, of course, back in the day had suddenly speeded up. It was an amazing experience, and I've never looked back. And now, like everybody, when they talk about, I work in oddly enough, I work in television, and everybody nowadays, I notice how everybody talks about Netflix. They don't talk about, did you see that thing on telly last night? They go, did you see that thing on Netflix? It's become part of the lexicon. It's a real disruptor, and cloud gaming is going to be that. In 5-10 years time, it's just going to be the norm. Yeah, we're founders, we're pioneers, and we've got a great company. In terms of the structure, you might not like their business principles or anything like that. That's different issue. But in terms of the infrastructure that they have, the technology they have, the engineers they have, I always knew they'd be able to pull it off, and they have. I mean, they just, as I say, get those games everybody playing. Good question here from Tresurector here. What moves would you expect Google to make around the launch of the next-gen consoles? I'm not sure they're going to try and disrupt anything or any major announcements. 16K, yeah, yeah. For my 30-foot screen, I have to stand in somebody else's garden to play on the 30-foot screen I've got. Yeah, 16K. That'd be awesome. They might make an announcement about 8K, but realistically, what is the point other than you can do it? I think just improving on the 4K on the 4K on the decoding encoding technology, just constantly improving on that, and then features. I think other features are the ones that are going to make it, that separate it, and or a big exclusive game that can only be done using the Stadia Cloud. So we've seen the Steam Connect thing on Tom Clancy's Breakpoint, whatever, with the little videos in the corner. I'm going to go and put it over in this corner here of the players. They talked about in theory being able to create a battle royale with, or a world with 1,000 players at any one time that's only achievable by the cloud, or the streaming direct to YouTube, which is the only, to be honest, I'm just going to go back to the fact that I can't stream direct to YouTube by pressing a button, which is one of the things I really was looking forward to, is perhaps my biggest disappointment. But I've not stamped my feet and said, that's it, that one feature I was expecting on day one, and it wasn't there, so I'm not interested. No, because I'm an adult, so I don't behave like that. It's like, okay, it will come. They'll do it when they're ready, you know. I'm patient. But a feature like that, so some sort of technical feature, I think, is what they'll probably try to do. And they may well make announcements at it at E3. So a combination of games and upgrades, I think, is what's going to be, you know, their answer to Xbox X. Because I noticed the Xbox Series X, they're having 12 teraflops, apparently, which is the same as Google claimed. And whilst I think whilst Stadia is a console and it is competing, I don't think it's competing directly with the, you know, solid real consoles at this stage. The console in the cloud, which Stadia is, but that competition, that kind of version of console gaming will be more prevalent in a couple of years. People are still going to buy the hardware, but yeah, 8K 120 just to throw out. Yeah, as I say, I think they just do it to show that they can, and therefore, if we can do 8K, 4K's a doddle. Yeah. No, I think they'll be ready for 8K, but right now, yeah, it's bonkers. Houses aren't big enough for the screen. The screens are getting massive. I remember buying my Samsung TV, my 4K TV, and I thought, oh yeah, 40 inches would be enough. I can't see it properly now. I'm only 5 foot away from it. I need a bigger one. But you're getting much bigger. There's no space on the wall. It's crazy. Imagine the size of the wall you'd need. We just need a wall. Just turn the wall into a TV. Crazy. But it does, you know, 4K. Like I play my Xbox X on my 4K TV. It looks, you know, beautiful. Stadia looks amazing. I love, you know, Metro Exodus, which I absolutely love, is awesome on it. And even Destiny 2 in it, 1080. I was playing Destiny 2, so I play a lot of Destiny 2 on Stadia. My son, who is a Fortnite freak, he won't mind me saying that, he's in bed, started playing Destiny 2 on the Xbox with all his mates. So they're all into the last few days, they've all been into Destiny 2 big time. They've played it before, and I played with them yesterday. Now, because we don't have crossplay, that's another feature we definitely need. Because we don't have crossplay, I played on the Xbox X. My son was on the Xbox S, and then all his mates. And because it felt slightly sluggish compared to Stadia. Now it's not the Xbox. It's because you know, when you're playing PvP or whatever, or you're playing with other people, you, as I understand it, I'm not technically an expert in this, but as I understand it, you know, you're subject to the lowest common denominator in terms of people's sort of speed, internet speed or broadband connection to the main server, so that you're all in sync. And of course, the beauty of playing in Stadia is that you're all playing, your computers, your servers are all sitting next to each other, wherever you are in the world. So it just feels like it plays slightly better. So that's an interesting thing. If we do get cross play, thank goodness we've got cross save, because I can just transfer my progress. But it'd be interesting to get cross play, because there is certainly in PvP an argument that, you know, any idea that there's sort of latency or lag will be counteracted by the fact that You know, the servers, the Google servers are basically your base computer, as it were. So it's going to be much faster, and the internet connection is going to be much faster than somebody's console in their home. So it'll be interesting. So that will counteract any latency or lag that might be apparent. Not that I see any in getting the encoding, the video feed from Stadia. And it could be that you have those extra few milliseconds because we're on Stadia in those PvP when we go crossplay. It'll be interesting. Does it load up save points if you stop playing and start back at another time? Do you mean if on crossplay in Destiny 2? I'm not sure, because I always finish a mission. All I know is it when I go back on, all my achievements are there. Anything that I've gathered from the last raid or anything I've done are there. I can then go and see Master Rahul or Katie, what's her name, the postmaster, and cash in on my stuff. And yeah, the only thing I was expecting though is that I'd get the DLC on the Xbox X because of crossplay, but you don't, unfortunately. Yeah, cheating PC players. Yeah, swings and roundabouts, isn't it, Jerome? That's the thing. We want maybe it's just crossplay with consoles. How about that? It's just that you want the population in Destiny to. That's the only drawback is they're hanging around. You know, you're much faster load times in Destiny 2, but then you're hanging around if you want to play PvP. So, hey, just come in from work. Well, hello, Michael. I hope work wasn't too bad for you today. I'm not sure. I think we've got another half hour here, 30 minutes of waffle. Here on the old Monday night Stadia show. Right. Google haters. Oh yeah, so Destiny 2. We're talking a lot about Destiny. The next subject was Destiny 2 only being available for Pro and the controversy. So let's just frame this controversy. Katie Lang. Yeah. Haven't heard that. Haven't heard music for ages. Anyway, Destiny 2 Pro. Don't distract me, Stadia Rocks. Train of thought here. So many people assumed, rightly or wrongly, we'll come to that when they bought their Founders Edition, I won't get the box out. It's over there. Their Founders Edition, they get their 3-month subscription to Pro, Buddy Pass, controller, the Chromecast Ultra, and Destiny 2, the complete DLC and annual season pass. And many people assumed that when they stopped subscribing, they would still have Destiny 2, the DLC, and the annual season pass. And as it turns out, they don't. So, obviously, this has caused a big controversy because there were some tweets of the presentation saying, here's your basic package, this is what you get. You get your controller, the Stadia Pro, Destiny 2 DLC, blah, 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 blah. All of that, all laid out in some tweets. But equally, in YouTube videos, they've said, as part of your Stadia Pro, you'll be getting free games, the first of which is Destiny 2 DLC. So people are going, I've seen on Stadia Reddit, what a cheerful bunch of people there are on Reddit, Stadia Reddit. I guess that's the nature of Reddit, which is a reflection of the internet. Cheerful souls. Anyway, a few of them have been moaning or whining that this is some kind of lie. Some Google have lied to us. It's outrageous. They posted a tweet which listed out a list of things that we would get, and one of them was Destiny 2, even though on the YouTube announcements they said it would be part of the Pro. I didn't know that, so they lied. They're evil. Kill them all. So, here's my take on it. Whilst I can understand some confusion, let's just unpack some facts. Okay? So one of them is, I don't see why it can't be free. It's free on every other platform. Right, okay. It's not. And let me explain why. To play a Destiny 2 free to play on the Xbox, you require Xbox Gold Live. Xbox Gold Live. Yes, that's what it is, Xbox Gold Live. You require that to play. You cannot play Destiny 2 free to play on the Xbox without Gold Live, which will cost you, don't know what the going rate now because I have the ultimate package, but £7.99? £7.99? £5.99? Anyway, so you have to pay £5.99 or whatever it is monthly to play Destiny 2 free to play. On PlayStation, I believe you need PlayStation Plus. I looked it up before I said this. I believe you need PlayStation Plus, which is, I'm not sure because I have no idea PlayStation, but I think it's $4.99. Probably similar price. A fiver. Let's just call it a fiver. So, on console, because that is what we're talking about here, Stadia, in simple terms, is a console, a virtual console. It is not a PC. Games are developed for the Stadia or ported to the Stadia. They are not PC games. They are games specifically developed for the platform, like Xbox, like PlayStation. And therefore, to use the platform in its live form on all those consoles, you need to pay a fee, a monthly fee. So when you put that in that context, I would argue that the idea that it's free to play is not quite correct. It is only free to play in its PC form, either Steam or whatever. And even if you play on GeForce Now, if it's still there, to play that is, then yes, you can play it for free, but if you had it in Steam, if you had downloaded it into Steam, but only for an hour, unless you pay £5.99. So, yeah, PC is the only platform, if you want to call it platform, in which it's actually free. So when you compare it like that, it would be a pretty good deal. It'd be an amazing deal if they actually just gave it to ex-pro subscribers or founders, because you'll basically be getting a game to play, which yes, on PC is free, but using a service which is free. The service which guarantees you that A, the game will work, that A, the game will be consistent because it's a console, so it's made for that or been ported to that particular system. So whilst I can understand some of the confusion, it's advertising and marketing. Now, I did see on StadiaCast, Bill made a very good point that Google could just throw money at it and buy every founder, like a basic, pay Bungie just so that every founder could have a free-to-play version. But I think again, I'm not sure that just throwing, it's like teaching, it's teaching bad behavior. I think, to what degree is there confusion? The point, I saw on Stadia Reddit somebody going, look at this tweet. Google lied. It's illegal. We should sue them. It's false advertising. One tweet does not make a case. I'm afraid your case, again, a lot of confessions here. Worked in the game industry. Worked in television. I'm also legally trained. You haven't really got a leg to stand on, mate. Given all the other evidence in existence, yes, I agree. I don't want to be too controversial. There could have been more clarity. But caveat emptor. Buyer beware, as they say. Little bit of basic research. I don't take my toothpaste back every day because it doesn't shine my teeth as shiny as they say they do in the advert. Some gorgeous model with perfect shiny teeth. Why has this toothpaste not done that to me? You lying bastards. Excuse my French. You have to kind of take these things, or at least research them to see, what you actually get. But having said that, I understand what for some people there can be confusion. However, when you unpack it, you consider that you do have to pay for the service of playing it on PlayStation or Xbox, and Stadia is another console, then it does not seem unreasonable that you'd have to pay for that service of having a game that is, guaranteed to work on the console. Anyway, that's my thoughts on that. I know it's not everybody's thoughts. I know there's a lot of people in the Reddit who are, pretty annoyed about it, but I don't know. It's almost, a lot of people, almost Google came up to them and punched them in the face. Get over it. Anyway, that's all I'm saying. Ashes to Ashes, hello, welcome. My little rant there about Destiny 2. Having said all that, of course, if Google did do as Bill from Stadia Cast suggests and just gave it all to all the founders, that would be an awesome thing. My only problem with that is I think everybody would go, all the haters and all the press would turn what is a good story into a bad story. They'd spin it into a bad story by going, Google piss off all their founders and get upset, so they do a massive U-turn. What a bunch of losers. So, good news story here, bad news story there, News is all about the spin, and if Stadia is the thing to hate, they'll just spin it. So, best do nothing, I think, on that front. Other than maybe give away, as a pro game, which would be the way around it, Shadowkeep. Destiny 2, Shadowkeep. No, it wouldn't work as a pro game, would it? No, just give it for sale. No, I can't. That wouldn't work, wouldn't it? Because pros have already got it. How would that work? Just offer it for sale, in a sale. Stadia Pro, Destiny 2 Shadowkeep at a sale price if you sign up. Sign up now and get it 50% off. And then you keep it because you're buying it. Trial out your Pro, and then you get to keep it. So that might be a solution. Who knows? But I don't think they should just give it to all the founders. I'd love it if they did. But I'm paying anyway, so I don't care. Right. So, that was the Destiny 2 controversy. Uplay Plus. So, okay. A couple of YouTubers have been reporting that there's been a beta test on the sort of beta network of things, Google beta networks. You can sign up to register to test out Uplay, which is, they are suggesting, means that it is coming very soon to Stadia. Uplay Plus, for those that don't know, is that mythical subscription to games that people assumed, partly because the way that the press originally framed Stadia, which is half the problem really, is that it's the cloud gaming. What's that? Oh, you know how like Netflix, you don't own anything and it's all streamed to your TV? Yeah. Well, cloud gaming's like that. All right. Okay, so I get all this free content. No. And that's where the problem came from. It just became an easy way to describe Stadia. Anyway, forget that. Uplay Plus is like Xbox Games Pass or something like that, where you get access to loads and loads of Ubisoft games, and it is coming to Stadia. We don't know when, but various YouTubers and news sources have been saying that they are beta testing it now, or it is available to register to beta test. I understand the process to register is quite convoluted. Pass that test, then you probably deserve to get Uplay Plus. But I think that, again, that looks like a something worthy of a big announcement at some key event, maybe in March. GDC is coming up. The original Google conference thingy that they did last year, I think, is in March or June. I can't remember now. And then you've got E3. So you've got three key kind of things, places that you can make these big announcements. GDC, which is in a few weeks, E3, which I think is usually May, and then the Google conference thing, which I think is they might do a Stadia Connect type thing. I think it's in June, or was it March last year? I'll have to double check that when they sort of first announced Stadia officially. It was either at their March thing or their June thing. So we've got some big key points in which they're coming up. So we look forward to do that. But are you excited about Uplay Plus? Who is? I think the idea is that they're going to sort of run it a bit like Xbox Games Pass, so that you get the big Ubisoft games on launch day. So it's not like, oh, it's just a load of old games from ages ago. It's kind of a real mix of that, and then when new games get launched, they get launched day on day on Uplay Plus, and the ability to play them on Stadia is good. I've not played an Assassin's Creed game for a long time. I've not bought the current one on Stadia, but I remember playing it, I think on PlayStation 2 or something like that, many years ago. So that's it's going to be good. I'm looking forward to that. What Ubisoft games are you looking forward to? Let me know in the chat. Any particular games? The Tom Clancy games, the Division. That's Ubisoft, isn't it? Those sort of games. Then let me know. I think this will, again. We're just going to get stuff rolling out constantly from March. Announcements, games, a constant rollout of them right through until the big kind of holiday season. So these people who are starved of news are going to be gluttons come September. There's going to be a rollout of games and news over Rainbow Six, good shout there. Games and news over the next few months. So I'm very excited about it. I'm definitely glad my subscription has kept going. There's no way I was going to kind of stop paying for that, even if I am a tech whore, as somebody called me, because I said it was only $10. I don't think I said it was only $10. It cut me to the chase. Tech whore indeed. Lovely subreddit people. Right, so let's have a look at the old features. What features? Let me know. What features would you guys like to see next? Put it in the chat. Let me know what features you'd like to see next. As I say, in terms of big features, well, I think the first thing that they've got lined up is, because they talked about 4K in the Chrome browser. Again, a lot of people crowing for that, and I think it'd be pretty cool, but how many people have got 4K gaming monitor? I don't. I'd like one, but it's not a, I think it's a cool thing to have, and as a showcase of your tech, it's pretty cool. But it's like one of those things, like not everybody has. To what degree do people actually have 4K on their computer, on their laptop, or on their gaming monitor? But it'd be pretty cool that you could just roll it out, and for those that have, just so that they can say, oh yeah, in your Chrome browser, 4K, yeah, why not? Family game share, yeah, definitely, that's a good shout. The amount of, even if you pay a little bit more for your subscription, that's better than nothing. I look at my Google Music, I pay a little extra so that everybody can access it and have their own account. There we are, March at the Game Developers Conference. Thank you, MA, and lovely to see you here on the channel. Thank you for doing research. My researcher there. She'll appreciate that. Yes, Stadia was formally announced during Google's keynote address at 2019 Game Developers Conference in March 2019. So, expect some expected announcement at GDC. See what I did there? Unexpected because it's not published anywhere that they're going to be making a statement, but I expect they will. So the unexpected expected announcement in March 2019. Literally, March is like round the corner. We're in February. February's a no month. Like February, like you go to bed in February and you wake up in March. That's what February's like. It's so tiny. March is going to be on us before you even know it. Like literally next week. I said literally there. Literally next week. It is literally next week. So GDC right round the corner. Expect big announcements. I think Google may well have a little portfolio of announcements they're going to make rather than just piecemeal. They're just going to go boom, drop mic, boom, drop mic, boom, drop mic, and while you're at it, slam dunk, drop mic. That's what I'm hoping. And then all the Stadia haters will be going, yeah, but that, yeah, that bloke, yeah, that the Washington Post bloke, hey, yeah, whatevs. So yeah, looking forward to GDC. Do we know when it is? MA, can we have a quick look? Let's, GDC March 2020. Who's going to be first? 16th to 20th. 16th to 20th. Less than a month. 3 weeks away, ladies and gentlemen, before we get some uber announcements, I reckon. You can tell how disappointed I'm going to be if there is nothing. I won't be angry, though. I'll just be disappointed. Google, I'm very disappointed. That's how I'll be. But I won't be typing away like a keyboard warrior. Oh, I'll just be disappointed. Anyway, March the 16th. 4 weeks. 3.5 weeks. Very exciting. Expect big announcements. And then as soon as that's done, boom, Doom Eternal. Right, well, there we go, ladies and gentlemen. Let me know if there's anything you want to cover. We got shafted when it came to Uber. Michael John says we got shafted when it came to Ubisoft's Division 2. I kept on hearing it was like $3, yet it was £8 over here. Any ideas when you reckon that could come to Stadia? Yes, so somebody else mentioned that. I think it could be a good shout as a pro game, because they are releasing their DLC, and I think they want to get as many people. It's Ubisoft. I think they want to get as many people playing the game, so that it's, you know, when the DLC is there, and I noticed that is it on Game Pass, Xbox Game Pass? So they're giving it away already, effectively. So it could be a good call. Division 2. Let's hope so. Message system. Yeah. Good one, Raven Anime. Definitely, I think a message system that'd be cool. It's not too difficult. Don't they have a little thing at the moment on it? I can't remember now, that says this bit coming soon, or is that some help with the chat, like text coming up as you talk? But definitely, and some more features on the Google Assistant thing as well. Oh, I know. The share the blooming pictures. How difficult is that? That's curious. I'm curious about it. When you take a still, or you press hold for, or record a little bit of video, and then you can have a look in your app and it's there. It's like, how difficult is it for Google to add to their app to share on social media? And the advantages of doing that, like, you know, you just saying, hey, I'll just look at this amazing shot. Like every other game system, you can do it. You see on it, Xbox, or you can just, you know, you just share, you know, capture a still and share it. It's already in an app. You know, you've got your Stadia app on a mobile phone. Mobile phone's half a job of a mobile phone. It's just to share pictures. So, come on, Google. Create Android. It can't be that difficult to add a little bit of code. Honestly, If I knew anything about coding, I'd do it myself. But the engineers, top coders. So I'm curious the fact that it's not easy to share pictures that you've captured, and you know, a button to do it, and even if it put in a little what do you call it? Oh gosh, my brain's gone dead. A little marker that said, you know, Stadia on it. So everybody who knew it or shared it on social media will see, oh yeah, Stadia. Oh, people playing Stadia again. Oh wow, look at that Stadia image. And we know that the video quality is awesome because it's the Stadia server that's recording the video, not you. So you know it's not affected by the transcoding being sent down the line to you. So you're just going to get amazing looking pictures, amazing looking video shared on social media, all with the, it's going to annoy me, what do you call it, watermark. That's the word I'm looking for. It's a little Stadia watermark in the corner, like this. Where is it? Like this. Little Stadia watermark on the pictures or something. So everybody knows it's this still is from Stadia. Makes sense to me. And as I say, not too difficult to program. Anyway, so that's my thoughts on those. Any other features anybody would let's close that there, like to see? I haven't got my son interested in it yet, but then he doesn't have access to a PC at his mum's house, and until recent, and then all his friends, of course, are on Xbox or PlayStation. So you know, he's only going to go to a system where he can play with his friends. And I must admit, I was jealous of them all playing Destiny 2, and I was playing Destiny 2 on Stadia. But as I say, later on I played on the Xbox with him and got absolutely massacred by them all in PvP, which made me feel very old. But yeah, family share, just to be able to play some of those sort of fun games. One thing I did notice though with co-op games is I don't think I have the broadband width to stream 2 game sessions of Stadia at the same time. As many people who've seen my videos before will know that I have BT broadband. I am on average of 50 to 60 megabits per second, which is absolutely fine and dandy and perfect for playing Stadia in 4K. That is whilst my son is on the Xbox playing a game, you know, Fortnite with all his mates, and my daughter's listening to music. It all works fine. It's absolutely fine. But I did have my friend over, and we tried to sort of, let's play Destiny 2 together. She's got an account. I gave her my buddy pass. Might have seen the video in which I teach people how to use a buddy pass. Not that it's that difficult, but any excuse for a video. We tried, so she was on the laptop, I was on the 4K telly, and my broadband wasn't robust enough, I think, to use 2 streams at once. So I'm not sure co-op play or on 2 different streams in the house is going to work for me. Co-op stream in the game, so proper sort of co-op play within the one stream will work. But yeah. Yes, Michael John, yes, I have seen. I watched Linus Tech Tips. For those that haven't seen it, watch Linus Tech Tips. No, that's the wrong thing. I'm thinking about the Switch. They converted the Switch to play Android, and obviously therefore you can play Stadia. But yes, no, I have seen the hack for Stadia. So I've seen the GeForce Now version, oddly enough, when I tested GeForce Now. Another shout out to my video about GeForce Now. But I noticed that, but like it was hopeless on my little phone. No, it doesn't work. I think it works quite well on bigger phones. But as you say, pretty handy if you have a controller. Many people know I've been testing out this Mogger controller, which charges your phone as well. So you can use it on the PC and Xbox, and use it with comes with a clip, comes with Bluetooth, and it comes with a phone charger as well. So you can charge your phone while you're playing. And I took it out with me, and it's quite useful, but it's like it doesn't really fit in the pocket. I think I want to test out is those jungle cats, the ones that you sort of click like a switch. So you put your phone in the middle, and then the controllers are on the side. So it has a similar sort of style and layout to that overlay that you're talking about there, Michael John, about the virtual controller, but they're on the side like a sort of switch type thing. I'd like to try that. Yeah, 30 megabits down. Yeah, David Henley. Yeah, I think Netflix does consume stuff, and I think 30 megs you're probably at the limit there of it doesn't take much to, other than if you change the quality of the stream, it doesn't take much to tip it over. I think if somebody's streaming Netflix, music's nothing, and to be honest, Xbox, again, it's just sending data. If you think about it, if somebody's playing on the Xbox, it's only sending data. It's not sending like big visuals or anything like that. So they're not heavy usage of the network. There are ways to prioritize game streaming, not necessarily on BT, but I believe if you get a Google Home Hub, you're going to pay that kind of money. I'm worried about breaking my kind of infrastructure, my broadband infrastructure in the house and the network. Everything works okay. I don't want to mess with it. But if you get a Home Hub, a Google Home Hub, I think it can work with BT broadband. There's some things you need to do, and it'd be quite complicated to set up. But if you're into that, if you're quite techie, you can get a Google Home Hub, and in that, I believe it prioritizes, or at least you can set it to prioritize the gaming. Other than sort of saying going into sort of the BT Home Hub manager and sort of setting up a 5 gigahertz and a 2.5 gigahertz channel, and then selecting which items use which and stuff like that, which is very complicated. Well, I think it is. The thing about the BT Home Hub, it's its own worst enemy. It's very useful for your average user because it's smart, and it decides what, whether it's 5 gigahertz or 2.5 gigahertz that your device is going to use, and it's very clever in that. But sometimes you don't want it to use 2.5, you want it to use 5, and that can be a bit annoying. I've had some problems setting up some Wi-Fi devices. I don't know, from China, so I can't really guarantee that the quality's that amazing, but setting up some, because plenty work fine. So whilst BT Home Hub is very useful, it's quite smart, if you want to be a bit more technical, it's not very good in that regard. When I play, actually, I'm literally, the Home Hub is in the hallway, which is in the wall behind me, when I'm playing my 4K TV with this Fire Wireless. So I can almost guarantee 5 gigahertz straight into this little baby. I'm curious if I kind of went further away in the house, whether it is 200 megabytes. You're going to be sorted. My friend MA, who's on the channel, just upgraded to fiber straight in the house. I'm jealous. I live in a village. We're not getting fiber to the door. We're lucky we got fiber to the cabinet. But yeah, 200 megabyte down. You're going to be sorted, mate. No worries. I know. Impatience. I get impatient when I know that they're rolling out technology. I kind of want it now. So yeah, be patient, Mr. Handley. You will get there, and you will have a marvelous experience. Yeah, many decent towns now, they're rolling it out. I can hardly cycle. I cycle to work in London from the station, and half the roads are closed because they're laying down the gigabit internet everywhere, straight to everybody's establishments. So yeah, it's great if you work in a city or a town. Yeah, it'll work, my friend. It'll work, and you'll never go back. It's like having, getting a new bathroom put in or a new shower where you had like a dribbly shower and then you get a new power shower in and you think, blimey, is this what I've been missing? It'll be like that, I imagine. Anyway, there we go, ladies and gentlemen. Podcast was an hour. Bit rambly here and there. I hope you found it interesting. I hope you found it entertaining. And I hope you come back next week. The plan is to do this all again. Obviously, different subject matter. And by then, of course, we'll have Spitlings out. And I'm sure we'll have a few more announcements, a few more concrete dates on some games, hopefully. As I said, we're going to be rolling into March. We'll know the other thing. Yes, we'll know this week what the pro games are. So I was talking about the pro games. I should have put this in my notes. They'll get announced this week because it's March next week. So we're going to know what they are within the next few days. Could be on Stadia Tuesday or could be on Stadia Thursday. When do they make these announcements? Usually around about the 5 o'clock time. Usually when I'm on the train, so I miss them until I get home. Anyway, thank you for watching. I really appreciate everybody who came along today. It's my first podcast. Thank you for being very supportive, all of you. Tell all your friends. Hit all the likes. I've got 10 concurrent views, 10 likes. You're all awesome. I love you all. And hey, let's do this again. Same time, same place, next week. Until that time, I will see you, Stadians. I will see you. Anon!